Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artists, and we listen to all of their records and we rank them from worst to best, and we try to have a good time doing it. We normally start with our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge, which I did not do this week because I did not do my homework. Did you do it?
No. Well, I mean, we always talk about like Damo and Omar together, and so
yeah, that's easy enough.
It was like at certain bands we can either lead them back to like Dave Grohl, Josh Freese, Omar, and then like it's already done, right? So it's not really the 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. It's more like the 4 or 5 degrees of each one of those people that we say.
That's true. That's very, very true. So while you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. That's what the kids say. And that's what I have for the intro. We also normally do our top 10 songs from the band at the end of the episode, but with Can, I just felt like I couldn't do it. It's either just too much just kind of okay stuff, or it's just like there's no point in putting in a top 10. These are a lot of these are just records you want to listen to from front to back.
Yeah.
So, I didn't do top 10. I know you didn't either.
I tried for a bit, and I was just like, I don't know, man. Like listening to this 20-minute song out of context is kind of weird.
Yeah. So yeah, 12. We're ranking 12 different albums. We're doing their 11 actual full-length records plus the soundtracks compilation because you got to do that one.
Got to do that one.
So let's start with number 12. Worst Can record.
Go. Worst Can record. Here we go. Can. The 10th record, 1979. A lot of these, I'm gonna say the same thing for just because I don't care too much about them. Yeah. There wasn't anything in there that was like, okay, whatever. I don't really give a fuck about this anymore. So I don't know. This whole era of Can, a lot of disco, right? Very little singing, straightforward, except for the obvious guitar noodling. I thought this one specifically just sounded kind of phoned in and boring. Sunday Jam was my best song. I don't know why. EFS I thought was the worst song, even though I think this is like fun. It was so fucking cheesy. That's the one that had the song Can.
Oh yeah. I did. Yeah.
I was like, dude, come on, man. Like you guys are like prog gods. Like, dude, this is wild. But it was still a fun song, and I enjoyed it, and I laughed. But yeah, Can is my worst album that I didn't like. Well, it was okay. It was the worst one.
I would say there was only one straight up bad record, and it is my number 12, and it's Out of Reach, their 9th record from 1978. This one has the 2 kind of newer members, Roscoe on bass, doing a lot of vocals, and then Rebop on percussion. They came from the band Traffic, and they replaced Suge, the original bass player, and all that. But yeah, this record is just full of just bad disco. Just bad R&B moments. The songs just suck. The production sucks. This record is just bad. The band doesn't like this record. Fans don't like this record. And I completely understand why. It was just so haphazardly thrown together, and nobody really seemed into it, and the songs suck. Stinker, though, for sure. Popper's Daughter and I. Roscoe sings lead on this one, and it's fucking awful. And he's a killer bass player, too. But, dude, the guy cannot sing. Like, he was singing out of key, but I guess that was intentional, but it was just fucking bad. Banger, November. It's kind of a cool instrumental jam kind of song, but the guitar tone is fucking trash. Really takes you out of the whole fucking groove and jam, but whatever. Out of Reach, it's a shit record. It's like truly a shit record. You probably fucking love it, you idiot. So what do you got for number 11?
Number 11, Landed Calrissian. The 6th record, 1975. Production upgrade to their friend. They upgraded to a 16-track, and this record now in this band from here on out just sounds too polished. But polished in a way that you'd expect from like a pop forward record to sound like. So it's not like a bad thing. And there's a couple other things I'll knock Can down for, but if it was any other band, we'd be like, oh, this actually really sounds really good. But for Can, this is just not. This is not what we want from Can, and this is not what Can wants from Can either. This is not what they do. It's just weird. There's also some comparisons to Hawkwind here, as kind of throughout a lot of their career too. But I heard it a lot here, and I like Hawkwind. I like that spacey kind of shit. This was just people like this a lot. I don't know why, to be honest. Vernal Equinox was my favorite song. Again, I don't know why. Didn't write a lot of notes on that. Unfinished, that was the closer. 13 minutes, just fucking noise sometimes. And it's not, I tell you, man, some of the songs that these guys do is just fucking noise.
yeah, definitely.
This is the song, like Unfinished is the song where they said they tried to let the instruments just play themselves in the studio.
It's trash.
Dude, fuck off. Shit.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
All right, so my number 11 is Flow Motion. Their seventh record from
Flow Motion,
76. And this is just a set of just very conventional type of songs. A lot of disco, a lot of reggae. But I don't think they do these styles that well. Like I just don't think they're that good of a band when they go a more conventional route with whatever's popular at the time. I think this record is not very good. I wouldn't say it's total trash, but it's just not very good. I would never get this on vinyl. Forgettable. It's honestly forgettable. Even though a lot of the stuff after Damo left the band, there's some good shit. There's some really good shit, and I was really worried that there was going to be some garbage. Like it was going to be all garbage after Damo. But there is. But yeah, Flow Motion is not very good. Banger is the title song. It's just kind of a chill, kind of jammy song. But yeah, Flow Motion 11. What do you got for number 10?
Flow Motion. Yeah, dude, this is the first record they didn't record live, and that was like their whole shtick is just to record live and record 8-hour jam sessions, and we'll just edit it down to fucking 20 minutes. Which that's why the bass player never got better at the bass because he was busy doing other shit. But dude, this is just another notch on the belt. Like what? I don't know, man. Like it's whatever. I don't care about this that much. But yeah, the Flow Motion, the title track, that's my banger. I Want More. Just like so disco, dude. Fuck off.
Like having disco elements isn't necessarily bad, but they just don't do it well. Just like they don't do reggae that well either. Anyway, number 10 for me, Right Time, 11th record from 1989. Their last record. Their original singer Malcolm Mooney came back into the band, or he was the one who like spearheaded them going back into the studio and everything and recording more music, which they did. And it has some exciting moments and parts and everything. But damn, his vocals just take me out of some of these songs. Same with the first record, Monster Movies. Sometimes his vocals just don't fit the music, and this record especially. I mean, there's a lot of bluesy stuff he does vocally, and it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. Stinker, Below This Level, Patient song, literally the worst song they've ever done. Like hands down, the worst song ever. The song, come on. If this is your banger, you're crazy.
I mean, you do know I like this record. So.
I know you like this record, but if you say this is a good song, or if it's your banger, it's gonna be so annoying. But banger is Moving Right Along, and yeah. Otherwise, I mean, this record didn't need to happen. It was 10 years after their last one, and it was just, and they didn't even like enjoy recording this record. And they recorded over like 2 months. They kind of were all just kind of fucking around in the studio, and it was more just like hangout sessions rather than recording. And then it took like 2 years to edit the record. So I don't know. It was just I don't know. In the end, this band isn't that good. But they have really cool music, really cool songs.
Okay,
but they're not really that good. So Right Time, my number 10. What do you got for number 9?
Number 9, Out of Reach. At the Get Up Kids songs, Out of Reach, 9th record. This is the first of their big 2 disco records, but I think this one's just better because it has some Latin flavor to it. That is it. That's the only reason why it's here. Because some of these songs, like, oh, that's cool, getting some cumbia thing going on. I dig, but like, I'm never gonna listen to this ever again. November, best song, longest song, and then One More Day was like the less than 2 minute closer. Like meh, silly, dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more that I don't have any notes for, and then I have a fuck ton of notes for the rest of them. So like I don't fucking give a shit about these ones so much.
I'm still at a point where I just don't even really care, and I'm not going to ever listen to these records again. So my number 9 is Can. 10th record from 1979. Yeah, this one, it's fine. It sounds like they're kind of doing a throwback to their earlier stuff, like Tago Mago, and just being very, very jammy. But there was nothing super memorable here. It was just, I really don't remember anything outside of my stinker, and that the stinker was EFS number 99, Can. It was just stupid. It was just weird. It was dumb. It was unnecessary. I think this record is it's just so forgettable. So
this should have been like low. This should have been lower then, because like that song is so pathetic.
It is, but yeah, no, that one song is. But
that's some shit like you do with your band. Like what's the song that Korn does when the warm up thing they do or they used to do with the bagpipes? It's like a nursery rhyme.
That's a whole song. It's not even. and it's
What is
their
the
song.
fucking nursery rhyme? No,
Shoots
it's
and
not.
Ladders. It's Shoots and Ladders.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. Isn't that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah,
That's not their
part
song.
Of the, no. But the music itself is their song. All the
But
music
there's a whole
is theirs.
part where it's just that. One, two, buckle my shoe.
Yeah, some of the lyrics.
But that's
are,
not
are,
their song. But
I
that's what
know,
bands do
Some
on
of
their
the
first
lyrics-
record. This is 10 records deep.
Okay.
But you act like that's their entire song, bro. That's not. They don't. That's like a whole 2-minute segment of their song. It's like 30% of that song is not theirs.
You're right. You are right. Yeah.
I'm 100% right.
But
that's
just
their
said,
first
yes, you're
record, right?
Yes. Yeah, I just said you're
That
right.
is their first record, yes or no?
It's their first record, yes.
Oh, it is
track
their first
7.
record. So
First
it's
record, track
forgivable. It's forgivable when it's on your first record, but it's not forgivable when it's on your 10th record.
Okay. All right. So what do you got for number 8?
Saw Delight.
Saw Delight. There you go.
Saw Delight.
What do you got on this one?
The biggest problem for me with this one was the disappointment. There's a lot of like cultural influence here from Afro jazz to Latin beats, and I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Like, I get it. This is badass. But nothing ever went anywhere. It was so basic. And I'm like, dude, like, you guys are all really, really, I think they're all really good at what they do. And like musical theory, they're fucking top notch. They know a shit ton about music. And when they don't try so fucking hard, they don't try to be so worldly and like get Jamaican bass players just so they can play Jamaican music. I'm like, my fucking God, dude, this is what we get here. This is them trying to play world music, and it's Starbucks, dude. Like this the shit you hear when you go to Starbucks or Barnes and Noble. Fly By Night by Banger, Animal Waves, The Stinker. Don't care about this one.
All right. My number 8 is Future Days. This is their 4th album. The last with Damo Suzuki, but I mean, he was pretty much already out of the band at this point, and he didn't have much to do with this record. He had become a Jehovah's Witness. His wife converted him, and then he just kind of distanced himself from the band and
She
left.
got him.
And this is just way more of an atmospheric record. This like takes quite a turn from what how do you pronounce it? Is it Egi Bamyasi? Egi Bamyasi? I've never known how to pronounce
Ege
it.
Bamyazi.
Egi Bamyasi, whatever.
It's Turkish.
Yes, it is.
So we should ask Sohail.
Should have called. Get him on the pod. Let's call him. Where was I at? Oh yeah. So this record, I just think. Yeah, no. This record's fine. It's totally fine, but it's just way more in the more ethereal kind of atmospheric thing, and that's cool. It's fine. Whatever. Stinker, Moonshake, Banger, Bel Air. Just because it's more of a proper jam, mostly instrumental. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fine record. I wouldn't go back to it, but it's good. It's just a good record. So, what do you got for number 7? Go.
Number 7, Future Days, their 4th record. This one's super chill and calm, but it also sounds like they're really locked in with each other. Like everything flows like a band who's had some time to experiment, and that makes sense. Because of that, this record is like, it's really, really tight, impressively tight, but it's also very predictable. Which, like, again, when I said earlier, to any other band, this would be like, holy shit, you guys pulled this off? Like, that's wild. But like, we already know what you've done 3 records prior to this, and it's so much better. This is not top-tier material. Some people like this a lot, but the people that like this a lot are the people that like Brian Eno, people that like ambient music. Because, like, this and, like, Tangerine Dream both essentially kind of help define early ambient music before... Brian Eno got a hold of it and made it fucking even more boring. But I'm not a fan of any of that shit like whatsoever. I don't get it at all. It's just 100% not my thing. But it just seems like I like when they have grooves that drive the song forward, even if we don't get a solid melody all the time. But on this one, it seemed like the melodies are born from the groove. So. I like that because like they're jamming out and like, oh, there's a melody here. Let's go from there. Whereas normally they already have a melody in mind and they kind of start there and finish it, like Pharoah Sanders style, right? This was more like free jazz style. And a lot of shit they do is free jazz anyway. But I don't know. This is whatever's to me. I didn't really care that much. But Moonshake's the worst song on this record. Not that I'm gonna fight for it. I don't care that much. I just thought it was it was the closest thing to a generic pop song that they did on the record. That's it. But Future Days is my banger. Just because Damo sounds like so chill. Just like, yeah, dude. Just so fucking surfer, SoCal, pothead chill. Like, I've never heard him sound so chill. And it was kind of fun.
That's cool. Very good. Very good.
I'll never go back to it.
Yeah. Same. Number 7 for me is Soon Over Bamaluma. This is the first album without Damo on vocals, and Michael Caroli and Ermin Schmidt, guitarist and keyboardist, they took over vocals. And honestly, I didn't really care that much. I think Damo's really cool, and he adds a lot of cool flair and energy to the band and the songs. But having him not there wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad to me. And I think this album is pretty solid. It's definitely they found the right mix of ambient with the jammy stuff, because you hear a lot of shit from Tagamago on this record as well. Some really cool jams. But I don't know. I guess Chain Reaction is my banger. I don't really have a stinker. I think the songs just kind of like ebbed and flowed into each other really well as well. So I just don't really. This is an album that should be listened to front to back. That's what I think about it. So yeah, Soon Over Babaluma is my number 7. What do you got for number 6?
I'm still not in vinyl territory, but I did enjoy this one, and that's Soon Over Babaluma, 5th record.
Okay.
I think this one's wild. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I don't think they're doing anything really different here. There's times when it had some very like Latin influence to sometimes sounding like Primus. There was this pretty, like, I don't know, this was a pretty straightforward rhythm section. Like, this is a rhythm section forward record. It's like drums and bass. And then Damo leaves, so the other guys pick up and they have vocal duties, but they don't really sing. They kind of just speak. They like whisper talk and almost like spoken word kind of shit. But I do think there's too much violin. Like, the first 3 songs have a fuck ton of violin on it. And he's always played the violin, and that's the guitarist. He's always wanted to play the violin, but there's never been a need for it. But you pull any kind of vocals out of here, and now we need to fill that void or that absence of a singer with violin, right? Because normally we just get like word salad in the form of artistic delivery with Damo. But I don't know. This was a good record, but like it's not a great record. And that's it. That's it. Chain Reaction's the worst song though. It was long. It just 100% did not need to be this long. Nothing happened there. It was boring. Como Sta La Luna.
That was good.
I don't even know what language that is. Probably Spanish or something.
Spanish? I mean, Luna is Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, but then what's sta? S-T-A.
You know more than me.
See?
I don't know. You know Spanish, not me.
I don't know languages. Stupid languages.
You know way more Spanish than...
Especially stupid languages.
You know way more Spanish than you lead on.
No, I don't know what sta is. I never heard S-T-A.
Okay,
That's not a fucking word. Sta. Anyway, some of the vocals here did sound like Les from Primus, and I was like, that's kind of fucking cool. I liked it. But this really reminded me of Damo era Can without replicating his sound because he's gone, but the song felt like this could have been a Damo song just without him on the vocals. That's it.
All right, that's good. So 6 for me, Landed, 6th record from 75. Honestly, this record is not that much different from Soon Over Babaluma, and except it's a little bit more structured, a little bit more conventional type songs, and I think that's why I put it just one higher than Soon Over. And then, like you said earlier, this is the first time they weren't recording as like a jam band, like in a room. They had a 16-track tape rather than the 2-track tape, and so they had more time to experiment and all that. And like what you mentioned earlier too, that's more. It kind of I don't want to say ruined the band, but it just the albums weren't as good. So I guess they ruined the band. Whatever, I don't care. It's fucking stupid. Banger, Vernal Equinox, instrumental, wanky guitar jam, some solid busy drums on here. So there's some cool parts on this song. Stinker, unfinished. It's just noise, just unnecessary noise. Stupid. But Landed, it was a cool record. It was a cool record. I might go back to this one. I would never get it on vinyl, but I might go back to this one. So there you go. Landed. Number 6. Good. What do you got for number 5?
Here we go, baby. Now we're in vinyl territory.
All right.
Now we are in vinyl territory. Right Time, their 11th record, 1989.
Wow.
Hated this one.
Yes.
Hated this one.
It's not that great. It's really not
Dude,
that great.
This is like essentially what this is jazz fusion reggae. There's some rad stuff on here, and it's a cool record that's jammy fun. I don't think it's I don't like jazz fusion overall, but because that sound gets fucking old really fast. But but there's not a lot of it here to where it sounds like it's like some ECM kind of shit or some fucking Windham Hill recording. It's still fun, right? There is a lot of digital footprints on this, and it's kind of like fun to think that they, like, why they took so long to drop this. Like when alt rock groups and grunge are like gaining traction in this era, and music is getting like simpler and more raw, they drop this. I don't get that. That's kind of weird. But whatever. And like I get it, this isn't the best Can record, but like this does not deserve to be fucking bottom tier Can. Like no fucking way.
I just don't think it's that great.
Yeah, like the drumming is subdued a little bit, but like these are reggae grooves. This is a reggae groove based album more than anything than any traditional prog record.
I don't think
but they're not doing reggae. They're doing jazz fusion reggae. It's not a reggae.
I know it's not,
Peter
but
Tosh
I don't.
Did.
But once again, I don't think it's a good. They're not good at throwing reggae elements into their music. I don't think.
Oh, they 100% are. These are deep bass lines that play with the drums and the weird scattered guitar parts that come in when it feels like. This is insanely great. People criticize Mooney's slurred vocals. I like it. He has like this more, especially on this record, a more like stream of consciousness beatnik thing going on more than he has singing. And he's not like a great singer, but his first, actually the two bookends to their career, his records, I think are great. I think are absolutely fantastic. I absolutely would get this on the vinyls. And my favorite song is Hula Hula. And people for sure make fun of that song because his vocals are so stupid. But it's just like, dude, Can's entire career is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like everything they do is good and sometimes fucking historically phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's all pretty stupid. Like a new child. That was my stinker. That's the most jazz fusiony ECM sounding song on the record, and it was a little bit too long, but I would still absolutely get this on the vinyl. I love this.
Do you remember the Patient song, the one that I mentioned, my stinker? Do you remember that song at all? Oh man, you got to go back and listen to that one because that one is truly. It was like the second song, I think, or third song. It was awful. So
I did this album twice. That last week, and I did it again today.
Well, because you didn't mean to listen to this. So what you told me was that you were listening to, or no, it randomly came on this record, and you're like, oh, this is really good.
I did Ige Bimyasi, and then this one, Spotify just played this one. Because if you go to like Spotify and you hit albums and you play an album, it'll just go in order of like how it's listing on Spotify. But if you type in the album itself, like I just typed in Ige Bimyasi and then I press play. After it's over, there's nothing that Spotify queues up on hand, so it instantaneously just picks another song from any other band that's in this realm, and it chose a song from this one. And it's like, oh, this is fucking good. I like this. There is some fucking really, really, really rad jazz feed. Mahi Vishnu Orchestra. There's some really, really rad jazz feeds out there.
There's some stuff on there, yeah, for sure.
Al Di Meola, guy I've been telling you to listen to forever. You won't do it.
No.
That's okay.
Someday we'll get there. All right, so my number 5 is Movie Monster. Movie Monster. Or Monster Movie. Jesus Christ. Monster Movie. First album, 1969. Malcolm Mooney on vocals. And famously, he did this record, and then shortly after the recording, he had a mental breakdown and had to come back to the U.S. because he is American. And also, they recorded this in a castle, Schloss Norvenich. It's a castle in Cologne, Germany, and that's pretty cool. They fucking recorded a lot of their music in a castle.
Yeah, for like free too.
I know.
Like, they squatted there for like free because some guy, some artist, just was like, "Yeah, let's have this like co-op here. You can just live here for free and jam."
And this record is really cool. There are jammy moments for sure, but it's more of a psych rock record. It's definitely more straightforward, and Malcolm is a more conventional singer as opposed to Damo. But he still does some wacky shit, and there are some fucking incredible songs on here. Father Cannot Yell, love that song.
Father Cannot Yell.
Yeah, fucking Bad Religion over here. But no, this is a really cool record. This is where I would start getting them on vinyl, and I've seen this record a bunch of times in the wild. You know, this is probably the Can record I see the most in the wild is this one. But but it's always like $50. You know, even like represses are like almost $50.
I've never seen any Can in the wild out here.
I always see him at White Rabbit. Always at White Rabbit.
Well, I'll be there this weekend.
We will be there this weekend. But so Monster Movie, I think this is a really solid fucking record. I like this one a lot. Even though I like Damo's vocals more, but it's still good. It's still good stuff. And then Stinker is Mary So Contrary. I think it's boring. It's lame. It's the only dud on the record.
Mary.
But everything else, it's solid. Good shit. Cool album cover.
Mariana Cross?
Mariana Cross, Ghost.
Mariana.
So what do you got for number 4? That's a dumb.
Monster
that's like
Movie.
one of the worst Ghost songs too.
No, dude. That may be the best Ghost song. I don't make the rules. No, you don't. Die on this hill. Live, laugh, love. Monster Movie. First record. 1969. I really dug this record. And
Good.
for sure, this is my favorite cover they have. Like the Galactus thing.
It's cool.
Fucking favorite cover for sure. It's a great intro to the band. Their 20-minute closer was apparently edited from like a 6 hours of jamming. I don't know if it was all at one time, but like who fucking knows? It could have just been a whole fucking one day of jam sesh. And we get more into like their bass player just being a slave to their fucking editing process. But like obvious influence from the Velvet Underground and Mary, right? Like that's clearly a fucking like that. They drew a lot from the Velvet Underground
They did.
on that song and a couple other tracks too. But this record's pretty damn fun front to back. Last album with Mooney, who I just don't think he gets enough love when it comes to Can. Like everybody
I don't
loves
think so
Damo.
either.
Damo's fine. Like Damo's not like what makes Can, right? He's
I
a
agree.
great addition, but like I don't care that much about Damo because like Mooney does a killer job on this record, ad-libbing, just riffing, going wild. Probably all that added to his departure because of the bad influence for his mental health or whatever. But I don't know. I like to think of this one as more of like their rock forward album that's rooted deep in like psych rock jams than it is experimental weirdness.
Yeah.
It's also kind of laid out like a symphony, like in a classical piece too, like the way it starts and ends and kind of like comes back to itself. It's cool. This is a fucking killer record. Outside My Door, that's like definite proto-punk vibes to that one, like Stooges kind of sound. Really like the bangers, You Do Right. You with 2 goes, You Do Right. That's a 20-minute jam. It's definitely like a more cohesive piece to be listened to at the end of this record rather than in the middle of like a playlist, like I said earlier. But it's like, dude, it's creative, it's super fun, and it's a perfect introduction to the band. This doesn't need to be Tago Mago. This just needs to be this, and it's completely fine, and it's fucking fantastic. I don't really have a stinker, but Father Cannot Yell just because you said it. That's it. I think this record's fucking fantastic.
It's the only song
through
you
and
could think
through.
of off the top of your head right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, cool. So my number, what are we, 4? Yeah, 4. Saw Delight. Finally saying Saw Delight. 8th
I
record
know.
from
Like
77.
just chud.
This is the big change up in the lineup. Suge stops playing bass. He becomes more sound manipulation, production, editing, all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, he was replaced by Roscoe on bass and then Rebop on percussion and things like that, both from the band Traffic, like I mentioned earlier. And also Michael Caroli, the guitar player, had gone to Africa for like a month prior to them going and recording this, and it like kind of changed his life. Like, and people they have said like it's like when George Harrison went to India and it changed his view on aspect on life and music and all that shit. The same thing happened to Michael when he went to Africa. He went to like Congo and Kenya and all kinds of like crazy places. But yeah, I think, I mean, obviously there's a lot of Afro jazz on here. There's some reggae thrown in, but in the end, I think it was a huge step up in just like cohesiveness and the band jamming, and it never and it's not just kind of like, let's just kind of throw a bunch of things out there and just kind of edit it all together and then it's going to sound good. You know, these guys it just seemed like they were kind of jamming and really locking in and just fucking just putting in the time, putting in the work, and it fucking sounds really good. I think this is a really cool record. I don't think it's like the best fucking Afro jazz kind of shit. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever, but
Putting this above Monster Movie's crazy. That's wild.
I honestly
to me.
think it's it's better than Monster Movie. I think
like
I do like
cloth
this record.
ears.
I would get this on vinyl.
Of course you would, because you buy garbage.
You're such an idiot. I think this is a really cool record. It's cool. Banger, Animal Waves, 15-minute Afro jazz kind of jam. Very little vocals, which I'm fine with. I don't need a lot of vocals in Can. In the end, it takes away from
It's
some of the
so
shit.
fucking nothing though. It's just like an obligatory jam.
Once
song.
again, it's just like none of the. I don't know. We'll get.
You
into it.
complain so much that they don't do like jazz or like Latin stuff or like any other genre very well. Like this is proof that they did a lot of stuff and like none of it was very good. It was just
which I
like,
disagree with. I think
let's do
Roscoe
a
is this
world
killer.
record. Like oh my god,
I think Roscoe's
so
like a
boring.
killer fucking bass player. He's so
he's a
fucking
really good bass player and he's really good at what he does.
And
But you throw him in there with everybody else and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, but it made everybody like kind of be better musicians on this record too.
This was like the most one-dimensional like world music
I wouldn't
that
say
they've ever done.
I think it's.
It was
I don't
basic.
think it's. I think it's kind of basic world music, but it's not one-dimensional for this band because this is still something very new, something very different. They're throwing onto a record. They've never dove into this kind of music before. Not to this extent, at least.
It's still better than most bands have ever done in their
I know,
lifetime.
that's true.
But
Yes, it is true. Stinker, Fly By Night. There's nothing really wrong with it. It just kind of has that kind of like modern jazz fusion sound to it that I don't like. That I still can't really explain, but. Anyway, Sod Delight, my number 4. What do you got for number 3?
Fly By Night. Tagomago, their second record.
There you go.
1971. This is definitely their most experimental record. It's pretty fucking wild and insane through and through. Most of it, especially like but in the second half for sure, but a little bit bleeding into the first half. Most of it's extended jam tracks.
The second half,
They-
yeah, definitely.
They stayed like at another big old castle because that's what they like fucking doing. Just jamming, fucking
was the same
dicking
castle.
around. Just dicking around all the time and sometimes 15 hours a day. And then making the bases cut everything, obviously it's from tape, and condense it down to these songs. Fuck that, first of all, right? Fuck that,
That's a lot
as
of
John
work.
Feldman would say. Also, just like the scope of this is fucking huge. So many artists cite this record, this band, but specifically this record as their influence. And this record really captures them at their peak art. Because
Yes.
not all their music is just music, but there's a lot of fucking art in their music. A lot of these jams are just wild and full of like, just fucking go with it. Let it rip mentality. The same way you hear like those old jazz guys rip along and jam, right? When they're I don't know, fucking can't even begin to explain some of that stuff in the 50s and early 60s.
Yeah.
But that's what this kind of is, but just in a rock way, even though these guys are playing a lot of jazz and a lot of like free jazz and a lot of modal jazz, but it's fucking wild. But then sometimes it's just noise, dude. Like that song Hallelujah, or how the fuck you spell it. Like it's 20 fucking minutes.
18-minute, yeah.
And it's just like sometimes it's just like noise.
Really? You think so?
It's just fucking for like 6 minutes.
Okay.
Like straight up 6 minutes. I'm like looking at my fucking Spotify in the store, like, what the fuck? Come on, dude. Like this is for people that like Velvet Underground's first record. Who thinks Velvet Underground's first record is like the best Velvet Underground record? This is for people that like Brian Eno. This is for people who just like art rock, who like art in their music, who just like weird shit for the sake of being weird. I haven't talked to him since we did this, but I bet you my partner David likes this record the most because he likes artsy stuff in his music.
You got to talk shit on it too when you see him.
I mean, it's par for the course because sometimes we'll talk about like bands that we both like, and then from different eras, and he'll be like, "Oh, I like this one." Like, dude, that's like their most artsy fartsy one. I hate it. He's like, "I know, that's why I like it." And I'll be, "I like this one." He's like, "That's like their most fucking boring kind of punk record." Like, yeah, that's why I like it. So it's just funny to kind of go back and forth. But that's what this is like. This is just like their art fucking record. It's still fucking. This is still vinyl worthy.
Yeah.
Pecking O, that was my banger. I think this was the best experimental piece that was still a musical number that they've done. Wildly aggressive art pieces here, but it still sounds like a band. Sound collage of just ridiculous proportions, but it still sounds like music.
I like it. So my number 3 is also Tagomago. I do have this on vinyl. It's a repress. I think it's like a 2018 repress. Got this from White Rabbit Records. Huge shout out. But no, actually, I got this from Port of Sound. I got this from Port of Sound, actually.
Port of Sound.
When we first started collecting, I got this one. But anyway, yeah, this is the first with Damo Suzuki on vocals, double album, like you mentioned. First half is more just kind of jammy shit, and then the second half is just straight up concrete. It's noise, very artsy fartsy, like you mentioned too. They recorded in that same castle, the Schloss Norvenich Castle in Cologne, Germany. They recorded the whole record in the entrance hall of the castle, only using 3 mics. and this entire entrance hall is fucking so stupid. And then they just cut it down, or the drummer Zuge, or not drummer, bassist,
the bassist
edited it all down into this kind of cohesive record. And honestly, this would have been higher. This probably would have been my number 2, but the second half is just like, who cares? Like, I don't want all that artsy fartsy stuff. And when I listen to this on vinyl, I don't listen to the second record because it's 2 LPs. I don't listen to the second LP because it's just like, I don't. I listened to it when the first time I got it, and I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. Never gonna do this again.
You really got to be in a mood for it. Like, you really have to be in a mood for it.
I don't even know what kind of mood you have to be in, because I don't like that second half. But the first half is so fucking good.
Yeah,
fucking love
this could be like number 1 contender.
Yeah,
but it's just too fucking. It's too artsy.
Fucked up. Yeah, it's too fucked up. Stinker, Aumgin? I don't know how to put it. AUMGN.
Dude, that's another one too, though. It's just the
17
noise
minutes of just fucking noise.
Noise.
It's experimental. It's just a bunch of tape loops and just noise.
Bring the
concrete
noise.
Banger though. I do like Hallelujah. I do like that.
But how do you say that?
Thought
Hallelujah? Hallelujah?
I thought it was just Hallelujah.
But it's like W-E.
I thought it was
Halloway.
Is it Halloway? Maybe I mispronounced.
Hallelujah.
Maybe I misspelled it. But yeah, it's like an 18-minute crazy jam. Even the break in the jam is fucking crazy and stupid. But I guess maybe it just reminded me a lot of the Mars Volta as well, or like Omar's solo shit. But no, I like this song a lot, and I think this is a killer record.
Omar never does shit like this, though.
Okay, Jeff.
This is stupid.
Okay, Jeff. Never.
He doesn't do shit like this.
You haven't heard a lot of his music.
I've heard every single one of the Mars Volta records, and
But you've never heard
almost every single one of his solo records.
You have not. No, you haven't.
It's every time you say, "Oh, listen,
and you never listen.
I listen to every single one.
Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I know you don't.
Unlike
now
you,
I know you're lying through
when
your
you tell
teeth.
me to listen to something,
now I know you're lying through your teeth.
I listen to it.
Bullshit. Now I know you're lying through your teeth.
We'll get there when we do the Spotify rap, and you see how many different artists I listen to and genres, and you'll be, oh yeah.
Because you work at you own a record store, of course.
Well, no, hold on there, dude. It's because when someone says, "Hey, you should listen to this," I listen to it.
Yeah, because you work at it. You own a record store, and people are like, "Oh, have you ever heard this?" I don't know, man. Let me check it out.
Not just that, but if Phil does it, if you say something, if Skip says it, I always listen to it every time, no matter what. I don't like most of it. 95% of it, I fucking really don't like. But yeah, I always listen to it.
All right. So, what's your number 2 favorite album? Go.
Soundtracks.
There you go.
Not really an album, but also kind of an album, but it's not an album.
It's a
It was commissioned. It was a commission for a bunch of different like German films, and features both vocalists for Can.
Mm-hmm.
The Passing the Torch from Mooney to Damo. But this is not just like a must listen for Can fans or the discography. These songs are incredible. These songs are so goddamn good. And I think the bass player was the only one who watched the movies before they did the songs, so he was kind of like the conductor, and so he had like a vague description, and then they would start somewhere, and then he would expect them to end somewhere. Not expect them, but they would have a goal to end somewhere. But the middle part is where they can improvise, and he would say, "Oh, we're feeling this, we're doing this. Here's what the movie, like, here's the emotions we're trying to evoke from this piece," and they would do it. Like this is what Can is. Like at their essence, this is what Can is. A jam. These songs just are more structured than they are free flowing kind of jam sessions. But this is what Can is, right? Putting together emotions onto paper via like music type of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, this I don't know. I like this a lot. I had this on the vinyls. This is the only Can I have on the vinyls.
Where did you get this? Because I don't have this on vinyl. This is my number 2 as well, by the way. But
this is the only Can. I think actually we got Tago Mago. We got a U.S. first press in when we first opened the store, but it was way too early, and we weren't taking stuff home at the time. But this was from David. David brought this in, and he's like, "Oh, you're always looking for Iggy Bimyasi, right?" And like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, listen to this. You'll like this." And I had never heard this before, and I was like, "Dude, this is fucking really good." Yeah. Like this is close to being my number 1. This is really, really fucking good.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I just back everything that you said about this record too. I mean, this is my number 2. And it's cool having both singers, not obviously on the same songs, but you know, it's cool hearing both of them because they do have pretty distinct voices. So anyway, banger though, Soul Desert. That's my banger on this one. Stinker is Deadlock. just because it's like it just sounds like opening credits to a movie, like more like a score than a song. So that was kind of stupid. But otherwise, I mean, every other song is a fucking banger on this record. It's killer.
It is funny how both singers are so unique because they're both not very good at what they do.
Yeah, I know. Like Tomo is the weakest person of the band on Ege, but yeah, we'll get into that more. Because our number one record is. I need to figure out how to really.
I think the more I say it, the semantic satiation plays into effect. Ege Bimyasi.
Ege.
I don't know if it's Ege or Eg or
Ege
or Eg.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look it up. We'll look it up after this. But anyway, that's our number one. It's the best record, and we're gonna break it down. So people listening, go listen to the main episode. We're gonna get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. That's what the kids say. And that's it. That's all.